You're wondering if you could be pregnant, or is it just that your period's coming? It's so hard for you to tell the difference between early pregnancy symptoms and premenstrual symptoms. I've got some really great signs for you, how you can tell the difference between PMS and early pregnancy signs. So let's get started. I had 7 pregnancies and I just intuitively knew every single time that I was pregnant, way before any test could show a positive and confirm it for me. So how did I know? Firstly, there's some really early signs that you can feel and pick up on intuitively. When you're really in tune with your body, you will feel those subtle differences. And on the other side, there are also early physical signs that you can tune into as well. And these are completely different to your period coming. You know what that feels like every single month when your period is due. You know your typical symptoms, how many days before your period when you start maybe feeling a bit heavier, perhaps a bit tired, maybe a bit more emotional, perhaps your skin breaks out. There's so many different premenstrual symptoms that ladies have, but you really know yours because you've been having those symptoms for the past couple of years or longer. So what do you need to look out for early pregnancy symptoms, and how are they so different to symptoms of your period coming? Right. The first really clear sign that you get physically from your body is implantation. Now, implantation happens after your egg is ovulated and has travelled down and connected with your womb lining. That connection with your womb lining can be felt. If you're really clear and connected in, you'll feel that one-sided, dull pinprick feeling. You might feel the moment it happens, I certainly did, and then afterwards you'll feel that slight burrowing in, maybe a slightly dull feeling, and just on one side of your womb. And when you've got PMS and your period is coming, you don't feel one-sided, you feel it all over your womb, and a slight like heaviness, a soreness sometimes, and you can feel that it's going to be dropping. Another really clear physical symptom that you get before your period is that your cervix gets harder and drops down lower in your vagina. If you're not familiar with checking your cervix, I've got a couple of videos on that. There'll be links coming up at the top of the video here to guide you to those as well. Get really familiar with tracking your cervix and you'll feel that dropping of your cervix before your period is due. Quite often when we've conceived, your cervix will stay higher and softer in your vagina. It's your body's natural way of protecting a pregnancy. Now, I know that you can feel really warm when your period is coming, but your body temperature won't actually rise. But if you're pregnant, then your body temperature will rise. So if you want to be checking your temperature and you know your standard body basal temperature, then you'll see that there is a subtle rise in your temperature if you have conceived. Many ladies who are trying to conceive since more than a couple of months do track their temperature, and there are even tracking charts in many pregnancy apps nowadays to help you to track your cycle, your bodily changes and your temperature changes whilst you are trying to conceive. One really major difference for me between PMS and pregnancy was that type of stretching feeling that I felt in my womb. Really early on, in the first few days after having unprotected sex, I really felt like a stretchiness in my womb. My womb started to feel like higher up towards my ovaries, a stretchy feeling, which is completely different to any kind of PMS, because PMS for me is a heavier feeling around my whole womb. This was a really clear stretchy feeling and higher up, so do let me know if you've been feeling that as well. And another one I love to share about is that feeling of being a mother. This complete energy change of feeling motherly all of a sudden. If you felt it, you know what I am talking about. And this only comes in early pregnancy. It's definitely not a feeling that you can associate at all with PMS. So How are you feeling in your body? What's making you think that you could be pregnant this month and you're trying to tell the difference between pregnancy and PMS? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know what you're experiencing, what you're feeling in your body, and we can try and figure it out together. Whether this is pregnancy for you or whether this is just early signs of your period coming. I'd love to hear from you. And I also recommend you go and watch my video, 12 really early signs of pregnancy. The link is coming up here now, where I share with you my 12 completely different early signs of pregnancy. And hopefully you can then really understand what's going on in your body as well.